Hi everybody, welcome to today's Yoga Align class. It's a 45-minute class. I'm Nina, I'm joined by Heloise, and this practice is going to be focused on core and a bit of upper body strength. You might want to grab a yoga block for this practice just to bring the floor up to meet you. And then as always, we're going to begin in Vadrasana, our kneeling seat. Coming to Vadrasana on your mat, and then place your yoga block to the top of your mat if you have a block, and then you can use it later on. And then bring your hands to rest on your thighs, and then bring your eyes to close. And then just take a moment to settle in. So feel free to loop your shoulders, bring any micro movements into the body that feel good in this first pose. And then keeping your eyes closed, I'd like you to bring your hands to your rib cage, so your floating ribs. And then direct your breath into your hands. So every time you inhale, feel your belly and your rib cage and your chest expand. And then with that exhalation, feel the chest, the rib cage, the belly soften. So we use our first pose to arrive on our mats and to land in our bodies. So as you connect to your breath, think of it as a way to clear the slate. So whatever you did before this practice, before this pose, let that go. Whatever you are going to do after this class, let that go. With every breath, bring yourself into this moment. And then make the commitment to be fully present in your body with your breath for these 45 minutes. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your hand to your belly now. So you can just place them lightly over the belly button and then begin to breathe a little deeper. So now as you inhale, you'll feel your belly balloon out. And then as you exhale, feel the softening. And then try to relax your shoulders. Relax the features of your face. And then begin to listen to the sound of your breath. I'd like you to stay here for a few moments longer. The theme for this practice is courage. So as we move through this practice, we're going to call about inner strength, and we're going to connect to this inner strength so that we can move off of our mats a little more courageous, a little more connected, and a little more in touch with what serves us in the world. And then we'll take 3 cleansing breaths here. Take a deep breath in, and then sigh out through your mouth. Twice more. Breathe deeply in. Let that go. One more round like this. Breathe all the way in. Sigh that out. And then relax your arms to either side of your body. As you inhale, swoop the hands all the way out to the side and up. Bring your palms to touch. And then as you exhale, bring your hands into your heart center, Anjali Mudra. Prayer position. Sit a little bit taller. And then as you exhale, bow your head to your heart as you acknowledge this practice and this commitment. And then when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and then come into a tabletop position. So Heloise is going to bring her hands under her shoulders, knees under hips. And then I want you to bring your elbows where your hands are. So right elbow to that right hand, left elbow to that spot exactly. Then look at your hands, spread the fingertips, and then activate that hasta bandha, or that energy lock, as you press the knuckles of your fingertips down into the floor. Draw your belly in, so focusing on that core connection, and then we're going to step the right foot back and then the left foot back, forearm plank. Beautiful. Now the little kind of secret or the tip in this pose is to keep that connection to breath. So when things get a little harder, a little tougher, can you still connect to that internal flow? And then I want you to press up between the shoulder blades. Yeah, beautiful, Heloise. Hollowing the armpits. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Draw your belly in for 2 more breaths. Relax the features of your face. 1 more breath here. And then we're going to find our Sphinx pose as you lower your knees, your thighs, your pelvis, your belly. Untuck the toes, and then as you breathe in, lift the chest, draw shoulders away from your ears. And it's almost as if you could pull your chest forwards between your hands. So if you weren't on your yoga mat, you might slide all the way forwards. Okay, we're going to find our forearm plank again. So looking down to your hands, tuck your toes under, draw your belly away from the floor, lift your thighs, your hips, your belly. So nice. Okay, now keep pressing down through the hands. And then see if you can lower your hips just a little more for me, Heloise. Yeah, there we go. Do you feel that switch on? Okay, keep drawing the belly in. We're going to be here for 3. Breathe a little deeper for 2. Press up between my hand. So nice. Sphinx pose. Lower your knees, your thighs, your hips. Untuck the toes. Really stretch open the heart space. Feel the heat that you're creating in the belly. We're going to do 1 more round. You've got this. Tuck your toes under. Inhale, lift the thighs, the hips. Press away from the floor. So nice. Deepen your breath. For 3. Keep looking down and slightly forwards. 2. 1. Sphinx pose. Lower your knees, your thighs, your pelvis. Untuck the toes. And then we're going to come into our seal pose. So you're going to slide your hands slightly wider to the edges of the mat. Press down into your hands and then straighten the arms as you try to lift the chest away from the floor. And then think of drawing your belly button away from the floor. Yeah, that looks beautiful. Press all 10 toenails firmly down as you lift the kneecaps. Deepen your breath. And then feel this beautiful stretch that you're creating in the whole front line of your body. The next time you exhale, slowly lower your belly, your chest, your chin down to the floor. And then set up for a small cobra as you bring your hands under your shoulders, press gently down into your hands, and then lift up to a point that feels good in your body. So Heloise can hold this pose quite comfortably high up. Some of you might bend the elbows a little bit more, so you can just show that variation, Heloise. Exactly. So coming a little lower down. Take 1 more breath here. As you exhale, release forwards and down all the way onto the belly, and then bring your hands under your armpits, bring your big toes to touch. It's downward facing dog as you tuck the toes under, lift all the way up and back. And then I want you to take 5 breaths here. And then we've got our little micro movements and our check-ins. So in your downward facing dog, you can look at your hands, make sure they're shoulder width apart. Press down through the knuckles of the fingertips and specifically between the fleshy part of your thumb and index fingers. So that will help prevent this kind of dumping into the wrist crease. Make sure the feet are hip width distance apart. And then what you want to try and do here is engage the muscles of the legs by drawing the kneecaps up the thighs, activating the thigh muscles. And listen to the sound of your breath. So keep coming back to that breath connection. The next time you inhale, it's a high plank pose. So look forwards, rock forwards. Bring shoulders above the line of your wrists. I always find this a little easier than forearm plank. We're further away from the floor. Hollow into the armpits, and then again, keep drawing front body to back body. Hug the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. Deepen your breath. Then look slightly forwards and begin to sway forwards and backwards in this pose. Yeah, so just forwards and backwards, coming onto the big toes. Nice, Heloise. One more round like this. And then you'll find downward facing dog as you lift the hips up and back, full stretch. Okay, bringing the big toes to touch. Lift your right foot off of the floor, three-legged dog. Send that right leg up and back. And then you want to encourage your hip line to be level. So you slightly rolling the outer thigh down to the floor. And then keep squeezing the inner thighs together, almost as if you had a yoga block between your thighs. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your right knee to your nose. Rock your body forwards in space. Try to get your shoulders above the line of your wrists. Three-legged dog, take your right leg up and back. Keep this core connection. Look forward, step your right foot between your hands. Anjaneyasana, our low lunge. Lower the left knee to the floor and then reach your hands all the way up towards the ceiling. Okay, now keep squeezing those inner thighs together. Bring your palms to touch. Bring your hands into the center of your chest. And then as you breathe in, lift your chest into your thumbs. On your exhale breath, we're going to begin to twist. So drawing navel to spine, twist over your right thigh. Then take your right hand to your sacrum, which is the flat part of your lower back. Beautiful. You're going to try to press your sacrum into your hand, twisting a little deeper. And then you might take this twist a little further. You're welcome to stay in this pose or hook your left elbow over the outer right thigh. And then bring your right hand to meet the left. So you're finding that prayer pose again. And then see if you can twist a little deeper. Yeah, exactly. So Heloise is tucking her back toes under. That will give you more stability. You can play around with that. Keep squeezing the inner thighs together and breathe. So make sure you're breathing. Beautiful, Heloise. We've got one more breath here. The next time you inhale, unravel, reach your hands all the way up towards the ceiling, full stretch, almost as if someone were pulling you up. And then exhale, take your hands forwards and down, ground them to either side of your right foot, downward facing dog, step that right foot back. High plank as you breathe in, rock forwards, activate this deep core line, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Bring those big toes to touch. We'll move to the opposite side. Lifting that left foot off of the floor, three-legged dog. And then really think of pressing the ball of the left foot into almost an imaginary wall behind you. So you're activating the whole back line of that leg. Exhale, knee to nose. So rock your weight forwards, bring your thighs high up into your chest, draw your belly in. Three-legged dog, take that left leg up and back. Moving with control. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. We find Anjaneyasana, our low lunge. Reach the hands up to the ceiling. And then you can either tuck the right toes under like Heloise has done, or you can have the top of the foot flat to the floor. I find that tucking the toes under helps stabilize you. Take one more breath here. Exhale, bring your palms to touch, draw your hands into the center of your heart. And then as you breathe in, lift your chest, press your chest into your thumbs. Take your left hand now to your sacrum, which is the flat part of your lower back, and then begin to twist towards the right side of your space. Yeah, so nice. Hook that right elbow over the left thigh. And then create a little flat palm action with that right hand and bring the left hand to meet it. Yeah, so beautiful. Keep drawing your lower belly in, so that's going to protect your lower back. And then with that elbow, you're gently pressing down and just trying to revolve the right side of the rib cage more towards the left. One more breath here. The next time you inhale, reach your hands up towards the ceiling, Anjaneyasana, full stretch. Exhale, downward facing dog, hands to the floor, step back. As you breathe in, find a high plank pose, rock forwards. Downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Child's pose, as you bring your knees to the edges of your mat, big toes touch, full stretch. If at any point you're feeling tension in the wrists or in your arms, you can also wrap your arms around your thighs. And with the theme being courage for this class, I'm going to offer you a mantra or an affirmation that you can repeat to yourself throughout that kind of goes hand in hand with that. So the affirmation for this class that you can repeat to yourself is, I choose courage over comfort. So as we move on the mat, when things get a little harder, when you find yourself questioning why you are on your mat today, choose courage. Push yourself a little, connect to your breath, and at any point come into child's pose to honor where your body's at. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Downward facing dog. Active hands, tuck your toes under, lift up and back. Okay, bringing the feet a little closer together. And then let's lift the right foot off of the floor, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, rock forwards. Step your foot between your hands, Anjaneyasana. Lower the left knee to the floor. Reach the hands all the way up towards the ceiling. This time as you exhale, bird wing your arms. So bend the elbows, lift the heart, circle the hands down to either side of your right foot. Find a low lunge as you lift the left knee away from the floor. We're going to come into a supported side plank. So I want you to look down at your left hand, turn the left index and middle finger more to face the left corner of your mat, swivel onto the outer blade of your left foot, and then heel toe your right foot so that it's in line with your hips. Nice, Heloise. Press down through that left hand, lift your hips a little bit higher. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to lower your hips down to the floor. Bring your right arm to the height of your shoulder. Look over your right fingertips. Inhale, lift all the way up. From here, we come into our downward facing dog. So you're going to ground your right hand to the floor. Step your right foot to meet your left. Lift the right foot off of the floor as you find 3-legged dog, so still staying on this side. Step the right foot between your hands and come into a high crescent lunge. Micro bend that left knee and then reach the arms up to either side of your body. Keep drawing the belly in. Deepen your breath. The next time you breathe in, I want you to straighten both legs. Keep squeezing the inner thighs together. We find a pyramid pose variation. So you're going to begin to move your torso forwards and your hips back. Keep squeezing the inner thighs together. You'll reach for your yoga block on the way down. I'm going to give you your block, and then place your block to the inner arch of that right foot. Gesture a halfway lift as you press down into the block, and then as you exhale, fold deeper over your right shin. If you don't have a block at home, you can bring your hands to the right shin and press into that. Or you can bring something else to meet you in this pose. Yeah, beautiful, Heloise. Keep squeezing those inner thighs together, and then think of drawing the right kneecap up the right thigh. Send a little more weight into the ball of the left foot. The next time you inhale, gesture a halfway lift, press down, lift your chest. Move your block out of the way, find a low lunge, bend the right knee. Downward facing dog, step your right foot to meet your left. Take 3 breaths here. Observe your body. Observe the difference between the right and the left side. Moving with courage. We take the sequence to the opposite side, lifting that left foot off of the floor, 3-legged dog. Exhale, we step forwards, we find Anjaneyasana, lower the left foot to the floor, right knee to the floor, and then reach your hands all the way up. As you exhale, bird wing the arms, bend the elbows, squeeze shoulder blades together, circle your hands to either side of your front foot, and then find your low lunge with that easy twist. Ground through the right hand, reach the left hand up towards the ceiling. Twisting from the midline of the body. Come into that supported side plank as you swivel onto the outer blade of your right foot. Beautiful, Heloise. Lifting the hips a little bit higher. Exhale, lower your hips, bring your left arm to the height of your shoulder, look over that arm. Inhale, lift all the way up, press the floor away. Downward facing dog, ground your left hand to the floor and step back. We stay on this side as we lift that left foot off of the floor, full stretch. High crescent lunge, step your foot between your hands. Micro bend the right knee and then reach your hands up, bring the torso upright. By bending this back knee slightly, you're lengthening the lower back. Beautiful. Pyramid pose variation. Straighten both legs and then begin to lean your torso forward, send your hips back. Keep moving down, reach for your block if you have a block. Press down into the block or into your shin, and then with your exhalation, fold deeper over that front leg. The legs are strong, but there's a flow in the upper body as you deepen your breath. Engage the muscles of the back leg. Take one more breath here. The next time you inhale, gesture a halfway lift. Move your block out of the way, find a low lunge. And then downward facing dog, step your left foot back to meet your right. High plank pose, look forwards, rock forwards. Downward facing dog, draw navel to spine, lift up and back. Extended child's pose, we observe. Send your breath into the back of your lungs, the sides of your lungs, and feel your breath land in your belly. Downward facing dog. Active hands, tuck toes under, lift all the way up and back. Okay, nice. Bringing the feet a little closer together. Let's lift the right foot off of the floor, find your three-legged dog. Active through both hands. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands, come into that low lunge, but keep the left knee lifted. From here, we're going to come into a supported side plank. So you're going to ground down through the left hand, swivel onto the outer blade of your left foot, and then heel toe the right foot so that it's in line with your hips. Okay, this is where we're going to use that core connection and the upper body strength. Full side plank. As you bring your right leg on top of your left, stack the feet one on top of the other. So nice, Eloise. Now this is where we're going to have a little bit of fun. So from here, we're going to step into our high crescent lunge by bending the right knee, draw it in towards your chest, and then see if you can step the foot to the top of the mat. So nice. Micro bend the left knee, reach the hands all the way up towards the ceiling. Okay, quite a tricky transition. Play around with that. Find your breath. Straighten both legs as you breathe in. Set up for your pyramid pose. And then as you exhale, take your hips back, your heart forwards. You've got your block, so you can reach for that on the way down. And then gesture a halfway lift. As you exhale, fold deeper over the right shin. You're still on the ball of this left foot. Deepen the breath. Yeah, and maybe like Eloise, you prefer not to use the block. That's perfectly fine. One more breath here. As you inhale, find a halfway lift. Micro bend the right knee. It's a half lift, half splits. As you reach your hands forwards, shift the weight forwards, and then lift your left foot off of the floor. Now begin to activate the inner thighs. Draw the belly in, and then see if you can float your hands off of the floor. Maybe bring your hands into the center of your chest. And then activate that lifted foot. Lift your chest a little bit higher for me. Yeah, so nice. One more breath here. Release your hands to the floor. Left foot meets right. Forward fold to the top of your mat. Tuck your chin to your chest. Halfway lift. Extend your spine forwards. And then as you exhale, I want you to come through a forward fold into a little crouch. Bend the knees, rock all the way onto your back, and then you're going to take 3 rocks forwards and backwards. So keep going for me, Eloise. All the way back. Feet will come overhead. Exactly. Inhale, come all the way up. 2 more rounds like that. Exhale to rock all the way back, shifting the energy a little. Beautiful. Inhale all the way up. Last round. Exhale back. Come all the way up and then take your hands to either side of your hips or not. Beautiful. Forward fold. Coming all the way down. Relax your head to your shins. So completing the pose, activate the legs, deepen your breath. Find a halfway lift as you inhale. Extend the spine forwards. Draw that belly in. Ground your hands to the floor. Find downward facing dog as you step back. So nice. Feel the shift in energy. Notice what is coming up for you. And then let's move to the opposite side. So lifting the left foot off of the floor, it's three-legged dog. Exhale, step the left foot forwards, finding that low lunge. Keep the right knee lifted. Supported side plank, ground through the right hand and then swivel onto the outer blade of the right foot, reach the left hand up and then press the hips up towards the ceiling. Now squeeze the inner thighs together as you stamp the left leg on top of the right. Yes, so nice. Okay. Moving slowly into a high crescent lunge, you're going to bend your left knee into your chest. Move your weight forwards and then reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Micro bend that right knee. Heloise makes it look really easy. As you next inhale, straighten both legs. Pyramid pose, heart forwards, hips back. All the way down. You can bring a bit of a bend into both knees. As you exhale, fold deeper over your legs. Send weight into this back leg. You're not dumping into that front leg. Deepen your breath. Stay present, stay in this practice. Okay, on your next inhale breath, you'll find a halfway lift. Look forwards, reach your hands forwards, half lift, half splits. Bend the left knee and then float the right foot off of the floor. Activate this right leg. And then if you did so on the previous side, float your hands away from the floor. It's a little warrior 3 variation. Keep drawing the belly in. Switch on these right toes. Yeah, that looks so nice, Heloise. Deepen the breath. For 3, for 2, for 1. Lower your hands to the floor. Right foot meets left. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, we come into that crouch to do 3 little rocks all the way back and forwards again. So rolling all the way back. Maybe your feet touch the floor. Inhale to come all the way up. 2 more rounds like that. Exhale back. It's a nice little way to massage the back body. Last round. Take it all the way back. Forward fold this time. You can bring your hands to either side of the hips. And then hang heavy over your legs. Halfway lift, extend your spine forwards. Downward facing dog. Plant your hands firmly to the floor. Step back. Take 3 breaths here. Find symmetry in your body as you press equally through both hands and through both feet. You can bring that bend into the knees. And then find extended child's pose as you lower your knees to the floor. And then it's your choice whether or not you have the hands forwards or you wrap your arms around your thighs. Deepen your breath. Okay, from our child's pose, we're going to roll up and then we're going to come down onto our backs. So the focus is core, so we're going to finish off with a little bit of core connection. So when you're ready, slowly rolling up and then just move your hips to one side, swing your legs out in front of you and then bend your knees and come to roll your back body down to the floor. You can relax your arms to either side of your body. Yeah, nice, Heloise. And just take a moment to almost melt the whole back body into the floor, specifically the middle and the lower back. And we want to try and keep those connected as we move. Interlace your hands and then place your hands behind your head and lift your head, neck, and shoulders off of the floor. Okay. Now, what I want you to try and do as we do this core sequence is to try and relax the back of your head into your hands. So there's no tension in the neck. We're taking all the tension and putting it into the core. Keep the lower back grounded. Extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Okay, you're going to keep the left foot grounded, but very lightly. There's hardly any weight in that foot. As you exhale, take your right leg forwards and down, hover your right heel just above the floor, and then hover the head, neck, and shoulders just above the floor. So we're finding length through the body. Inhale, draw your right leg up so that it's vertical. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders off of the floor. Draw navel to spine. We've got 3 more rounds like that. Exhale, we find that release, hovering just above the floor. Inhale, we draw it up. We lift the shoulder blades a little bit higher. Keep going. And the slower you move with this core work, the more you're going to feel, and the more benefits you're going to get from this practice. 2 more rounds like this. With that breath, moving into courage. Last round, you're going to lift that right leg all the way up, lift the shoulder blades away from the floor. Pause here, reach your hands to either side of your right leg, and then float your left foot off of the floor, bring your left thigh in towards your chest. Yes. And then keep reaching the hands a little further forwards. Beautiful, Heloise. So nice. Draw the belly in for 3, for 2, for 1. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Bend the right knee. Place both feet down to the floor. You can bring your hands to your belly and take 3 deep breaths. You can rock the head from side to side to release tension in the neck or in the face. Okay, moving to the opposite side. So I want you to change the interlace in your fingers. So if you had the right thumb and index finger on top, place the opposite thumb and index finger on top. Interlace the hands, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. And then this time extend that left leg up towards the ceiling. You're active through that left leg. So it's almost as if you were trying to stamp through the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Exhale, take that left leg forwards and down. Hover it just above the floor, and then hover your head, neck, and shoulders above the floor. Inhale, bring the left leg up. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Try to lift the shoulder blades away from the floor. Beautiful. Exhale, we take it down. Inhale, we lift up. Lift and curl. 3 more rounds. Exhale, we release. Inhale brings you all the way up. Keep drawing navel to spine. Relax the head and the hands. 2 more rounds like this. Keep trying to move that left leg forwards in space. Bring it all the way up. Exhale, take it down. Last round. Inhale to lift up. Pause here. Reach your hands to either side of the left leg. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Yeah, and then lift the shoulder blades a little bit higher. We're here for 3. Draw the belly in for 2. Press the lower back down to the floor. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Bend both knees. Place your feet to the floor and bring your hands to your belly. Take a big breath into your hands. And then let that tension go. Okay, so beautiful. 1 more little core activation. Are you feeling that, Heloise? Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to interlace the hands behind the head. Place your hands behind the head, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, and then bring both knees in towards your chest. Okay, extend both legs up towards the ceiling. Try to keep the lower back grounded. As you exhale, take your right leg forwards and down. Hover the head, neck, and shoulders just above the floor. So lower the head, neck, and shoulders for me, yeah. As you inhale, draw the right leg to meet the left. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders higher. Curl your tailbone off of the floor. Yes. Exhale, take the left leg forwards and down. Hover the head, neck, and shoulders just above the floor. Inhale, draw the left leg to meet the right. Lift and curl. We've got 3 more rounds like this. And I want you to keep your feet active as we move. the legs are active. And in Yoga Align, we try to move slowly. We try to move mindfully. Often there's a tendency to kind of rush through core work. Sit with it. Feel it work. Feel it build strength in your body. Beautiful, Heloise. Keep going. Lift the shoulder blades. Lift the tailbone. I choose courage over comfort. So calling about the sense of courage, the sense of action into the body. Last round, to each side. Lift the shoulder blades and the tailbone. Take that left leg forwards and down. Left leg meets right, lift and curl. Stay here, reach your fingertips towards your feet. Balance on your middle back, lift a little bit higher. And then bend your knees into your chest. Cross your right ankle over your left. Rock up, find downward facing dog. So you're going to plant your hands to the floor, step back. And then I want you to take 3 breaths here as you stretch the belly out. Stretch the back of the legs out. And you might even notice that connection that you're feeling in that core. And we're going to try and move into the rest of the day from that connected place. Tabletop position, lower your knees to the floor. And then we're going to set up for our Dolphin Pose or our forearm downward facing dog. So kind of coming full circle. So we started off in our Forearm Plank. You're going to bring the forearms down to the floor like Heloise has done. Press the hands actively down. Look at your elbows. Make sure they're under the line of your shoulders. And then press firmly down through all 4 corners of your hands. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees, send your hips up and back. Okay, great. The head is off of the floor, the neck is relaxed. You can stay here or begin to walk your feet closer to your face. Keep pressing away from your mat. Yeah, that looks great, Heloise. So it's this feeling of lengthening the upper arm bones, and then you want to keep the forearms so active. It's almost as if your yoga mat was hot and you're trying to press it away. Relax the head a little more. Yeah, there we go. You can even rock the head from side to side. We're here for 3 breaths. Stay with me. This is where that courage comes in. Listen to your breath. Listen to your body. For 2. For 1, step your feet back, embryo pose. Lower the knees down to the floor. Hips to heels, and then wrap your arms around your thighs. Completely relax the forehead. And then in this pose, really bringing your breath into the back line of your body. So the back of your lungs, the lower back, almost as if someone's hands were on your body and you were breathing into their hands. Okay, from embryo pose, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, slowly roll up, and then find a seat by moving your hips to one side, swing your legs around in front of you. So we're coming into our staff pose or Dandasana. Okay, and then press the back of the thighs, the back of the calves, the back of the heels into the floor. Reach the hands up as you inhale. Some of you might bring a big bend into the knees, so especially if the hamstrings are tight, maybe that's where you are today, and that's perfectly fine. As you exhale, we're going to find a forward fold. Reach the hands all the way forwards. Bow down over your legs. And then if the knees are bent, you're just resting your belly or your chest to the bent legs, relaxing the forehead. Maybe take hold of the outer edges of your feet. Keep sending your breath into the back of your lungs. Yeah, beautiful, Heloise. And in this pose, it's almost as if you were dropping a little deeper into your body. Come back to the sound of your breath. Stay here for 3 more breaths. You're welcome to sway the head to introduce micro movements into this pose. The next time you inhale, slowly roll up, and then continue to roll all the way onto your back. We find Shavasana, our final relaxation pose. Beautiful. So make sure you're supported. You can spread the legs out to the edges of your yoga mat, completely relax the feet, turn the palms to face up, close your eyes, and then we'll take those 3 cleansing breaths again. Breathe fully in, and then sigh out through your mouth. And we'll do that twice more, breathing all the way in and all the way out. One last round. And with that exhalation, surrender, let go, and fully melt into the floor. Stay in your body, stay present, stay in this practice. Notice where your body is still holding onto tension. And then try to send your breath into those areas to invite a sense of release, or to invite a sense of softening into your body. Keep your body relaxed, but bring awareness to your breath. So with every breath in, send your breath down to your toes, creating space in your body. And then with your exhalation, let your breath wash clean your body, almost like water. Letting go of tension, letting go of doubt. And then try to breathe in that mantra, that affirmation. I choose courage over comfort. And then from this connection to breath, I'd like you to wriggle your fingers and your toes. Keep the eyes closed. And then make that movement a little bigger. Maybe give yourself a full body stretch. And then you can bring your knees into your chest. You can roll over onto one side and then come up into a comfortable seat, and we'll finish our practice together, closing it off consciously. And then with the eyes closed, I'd like you to bring your hands over your heart space, a gesture of holding yourself, in a wonderful way to kind of close this practice, almost to congratulate yourself as you hold yourself. And then we'll take a deep breath in together. Exhale, bow your head to your heart. Seal in your practice. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. You can bring a smile to your face. And you can move into your day a bit more connected. Thank you so much, Eloise. Thank you, everybody at home. Namaste.